a woodpecker. Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to dig into a highly requested video, the Iron and Resin Scout or the Iron and Resin Cruiser, and which one would I choose if I had to pick one. Now you can notice I'm wearing a Somis. It's a little warm out here. It's in the high 30s, but the Somis is keeping me warm because I don't want to give it away which one of these I would choose if I was forced to pick one. That will be at the very end of the video, so stick around for that. So basically, every Iron and Resin video that I put out, whether that be on a jacket or even a shirt, people ask me, Scout or Cruiser, what's the difference? Which one would I choose? And honestly, even on other companies' wax jackets, I get asked that same question. I get it in comments, I get it in emails all the time, way more so probably than any other question on the channel since its existence. So we're finally gonna answer that because I'm finally able to get my hands on a Cruiser. Now I've had this particular Scout for about a year. I got this last fall, but this is actually my third Scout. I believe they're on V3, and I've had just about one in every version, although this is the British Millerain version and not the Alaskan Wax Canvas version, but we'll get into all of that. But really, the jackets are a lot more similar than you would think. But let's start breaking down how they're different. And for point of reference, I am 5'9", currently about 180 to 185 pounds, and I'm wearing the Scout in a size large and the Cruiser in a size extra large. And we'll start with the most glaring difference, and that would be the styling of the jackets. The Scout is a Type 3 trucker jacket style, and the Cruiser is more of a moto-centric jacket. The next difference would be the length of the jackets, where the Scout is a Type 3 trucker style jacket that falls at the waist. The Cruiser is a little bit longer, not quite coat territory, but it is certainly a little bit longer on the body, so it's going to come down slightly below the waist. Both jackets feature Talon zippers as a main closure, and they have storm flaps, with the Scout having a button storm flap, much like a traditional trucker jacket, but the Cruiser has a snap closure storm flap. Now, if you want to take a look at these Talon zippers here for a minute, the Scout has a one-way zipper, meaning you can only zip it up or down, where the Cruiser has a two-way zipper, so once you zip the jacket up, you can actually unzip it slightly down at the waist. Now, this is actually for riding. It will allow you to unzip the jacket so you can more comfortably sit down on a motorcycle, and this will actually allow the jacket to flay out over the tops of your legs, giving you a little bit more protection from any kind of element such as rain or dirt, and it also makes it just a little bit more comfortable. You're not zipped in at the waist with a longer jacket, feeling like you're being pulled in at the belly. Now, the cuffs of the jacket. The Scout, once again, is more of a traditional trucker style jacket, so if you have the cuffs unbuttoned like myself, you have basically a gap there. With the Cruiser, it has more of a gusseted cuff, so even if they're unbuttoned, you'll have a little bit more room, but you don't have that gap exposing wrist or shirt underneath. Now let's talk about the weight of the canvas used in the jackets. The Scout comes in a 12-ounce canvas, whether that be the British Millerain as seen here or the Alaskan Wax Canvas, where the Cruiser comes in a 14.75 ounce, whether you get the Raymond Wax Canvas as seen here or the Alaskan Wax Canvas. And here is where we start to see some similarities. Both of these jackets are available in two different canvases, and we do see a common factor of the Alaskan Wax Canvas in both jackets, but the Scout offers a British Millerain as the other option, and the Cruiser offers the Raymond Wax Canvas as the other option. Both of these jackets feature a 9-ounce Klamath lining throughout the body and a poly lining throughout the sleeves. Now, my particular Cruiser is the Raymond Wax Canvas without the waterproof liner, but they also offer it in a version with the waterproof liner. It does not say on the literature if it is the same Riza liner that is in my Scout, but there is another version of the jacket that does have the waterproof liner, much like the Scout that I am wearing, and they keep the price point the same at $299 if you get it with or without that extra liner. I feel like both of these jackets can be worn in about the same temperature range. I've worn these down into the low 20s, and I could probably wear these comfortably up until about the mid 60s. After that, it's going to get a little warmer. That being a line jacket and a wax jacket, I would opt to either switch to an unlined wax jacket or something denim, because once the temperatures hit the high 60s into the 70s, I personally run quite hot, so I'm going to need to at the very least ditch the liner and go with an unlined jacket. Although if you are on the bike, I could still get away with wearing these up into the mid 70s. Now, I do not have a big bike any longer, but I do have a 50cc Honda Ruckus that I do commute on just about every single day in the summer. And while I have not had a chance to wear the Cruiser on the scooter as I just got it, I have worn the Scout quite a bit over the years, and I can say the Scout is still fairly comfortable to wear even in the warmer temperatures, cruising at a max speed of 45 miles per hour. Now, if you're stopped at a streetlight in the sun, yeah, it doesn't matter what jacket you have on, you're going to bake if it's hot out, but I would say I'm still comfortable enough cruising around with the Scout on, so I can guess that the cruiser jacket will feel about the same in the same riding conditions. Both these jackets are a pretty casual look, so if you work in an office building that has a business casual or an upscale business attire, you're probably not going to fit in with either of these jackets. But if you work in an office building with a fairly liberal dress code such as myself, you can easily get away with wearing these to work, and I think either of these jackets would fit in pretty socially out and about town, but I think overall the Scout would fit in just a little bit better, being that traditional trucker style jacket that is very commonly worn, very commonly seen out and about, so I think that it would just blend into the crowd a little bit better. But if I was absolutely pressed to pick one of these two jackets, I'd pick the Scout. Now, don't get me wrong, both these jackets are great. I wear them a lot, basically been wearing these interchangeably, but when it comes down to it, I'm a Type 3 trucker jacket kind of guy. The Scout, is the very first wax jacket I ever purchased. I bought a V1 used on eBay that had the Klamath lining and the unlined sleeves, and then I sold that to buy the V2, which was basically the same as this, the British Millrain, but in charcoal. And then I ultimately got rid of that for one reason and one reason only. They just ran slim, and I didn't know that at the time. So even though I was much skinnier back then, it was just a little bit too snug, so I found myself wearing a different wax jacket more so than that. And don't get me wrong, I love that other wax jacket. I'm not saying anything bad about it. It's one of my favorite jackets, but I did favor that just because the Scout ran a little bit slim. So make sure you size up. But I have a size large now, and it fits me great. I will say this is a large, and my cruiser is an extra large. The cruiser fits me great as well, and I probably at this point got a little winter weight on me. We just got through the holidays, so I've had one too many cookies. This is probably fitting a little bit snug now, so I could probably use an XL in this, but once I get back into shape, this should fit me completely fine again. It still fits me pretty good. I can just tell it's a little bit snug wearing the Somas, which is like a mid-weight flannel. But overall, yeah, I choose the Scout because I'm a type 3 trucker kind of guy. Both jackets are great. They both fit really well. They both look really good. Like I said, I would probably favor the Scout a little bit more in a social situation just because it's more acceptable. This is very common to see a Type 3 trucker jacket style, but it's my personal favorite style. I love Type 3 jackets. So that's the main reason, and really the only reason I would choose the Scout over the cruiser. I just like the styling of the Type 3 over the little bit more moto version of the jacket. So there, if I was hard pressed, I choose a Scout, but really they're both great jackets. You can't go wrong with either of them. So I hope that answered all the questions that I've been getting asked for several years now at this point. So with that, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications the next time I post a brand new video. Good night.